can see, we've got a lot of conflict, but we have a whole lot more to do.
Hi, Chris with Minnesota Waterscapes here. We're down in Oklahoma right now. We're doing a build with a lot of other contractors. We've got this beautiful water feature almost done. They're doing some finishing touches on the grotto over here. We got the wetland behind me all done. So this is our wetland section. From about here this way is all filter. The water's gonna bubble up out of there and get nice and cleaned by the gravel and other filtered material that's down beneath there.
This wetland system, so it's flat bottom. There's no need to do your centipede any longer or culvert. It's flat bottom. This culvert here, or I should say center set of blocks, have a pipe in the center.
We'll have an absolutely gorgeous waterfall coming down over this grotto, and people can climb up there. They'll be able to jump into this 8-foot deep swimming area. It'll be fantastic. They'll be able to dive in, you know, sit and float around on tubes, have a jolly good time.
Block, that's the name, guys. They're basically big Legos. So they're hollow core blocks, so they're lighter weight. They're about 1,800 pounds. They're 4 feet by 3 feet deep. That's the standard. Exits, one, it's exit flow, pushing up through. So we're not going to get water. These aren't slitted. It's not a grid. It's nothing like that. It's just a jet. It's a discharge. To discharge the ozone. Ozone's a super oxygenated water. Ozone's an oxidizer, just like OxyClean is. Ozone's the same, pretty much the same thing. It's just an extra oxygen molecule. And so the point of it being in the deepest zone, it's just like bubbles we put in the bottom of the pond. Ozone, as it rises to the bottom, it's going to come in more contact with whatever it comes in contact, it's going to oxidize.
What makes the ozone is pretty much an old ignition coil. Okay. And it's just firing lightning. So it's making a spark. It goes through a chamber with a bunch of fins in it, and it's just like the lightning storm in there. And then the air passes through that, and it gets sucked into the venturi in the white box, and then that combines with the water. Then it goes through that venturi, through the part that I have made, which just super collides everything and makes the nanobubbles. But so just an FYI, systems like this back home, we don't drain them and clean them. We just turn on the system. Now there's leaves and debris in there. We'll throw in some green clean powdered hydrogen peroxide, get the shit to float up, and then we just turn on the filters and it cleans itself.
You don't use vacuum or something?
Nope. Because it's sand. Because if you use a vacuum, you're just going to suck up all the sand. I tried that.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the Metallo vacuum, and I'm like, oh, that didn't work.
Moving on over here, we've got a staircase right there that leads down in. There's a little bit of a seating area under the water, actually, that they'll be able to sit and enjoy the water feature that way as well. And a little beach area, sand back up there. There's actually sand all on the bottom of this, so your feet won't be uncomfortable on gravel. Now moving over here, this is the intake bay with skimmers behind it. There's actually suction down underneath the water over there, as well as 4 skimmers. You can see 3 of them right now. One of them is actually back behind this rock as well. We're moving a lot of water through that area. Keep everything nice and clean, keep debris, floating leaves, all that off of, out of the pond.
What he's standing on is an innovative way of solving the problem of a typical intake bay clogging. I don't know how many of you have had to clean up an intake bay that's clogged up over time, particularly to the bib liner. Put a pump in here, put a pump down in there, and backwash this. So you flush this system out, you'll be able to, because of the elevation, you're able to drop out any debris that's built up in the cobbles here, drops out into there, and it all flows into here, and you're able to rinse out.
Over here, we've got a planting section. This is actually a section of dirt under the water. It's going to be full of lotuses. There's actually a couple pockets here, and I think on the other side of this rock right here under the water, there's another section for just more beautiful plants. Speaking of, right here next to this staircase I mentioned, right here is another area for lilies to grow. That should turn out really nice once those start coming up. Behind this lotus section I mentioned, we got 4 more skimmers. And that's all of that water flow is leading to these 4 massive pumps over there that they're still working on getting fine-tuned and all that. There's a couple of pressure filters right there and there.
UV has one of the largest commercial residential UV units that you could put on a swim pond like this. It's a halogen bulb that's very strong, high output. Larry, you got experience with it too. You want to explain the flow system?
I love the Viper system. It's a short little 400 watt bulb, and you can chain multiple units together.
And that grotto and these urns to keep this patio, which we've actually got water in between all these nice huge blocks. That one's easily 8 feet from tip to tip over there. This one here is easily 10 feet long. Got a couple beach areas. got plantings coming up through here, right over here. Eat up all those nutrients, those excess nutrients that are going to be happening. Try and keep algae down. We've got all this lovely lichen and moss all over all of these rocks. You can see it all growing all over the grotto. Gives everything a nice aged look right off the bat. And then that moss is just going to erupt once we get this going. And it'll work double time to help keep the nutrients down. All of this stone, and there's moss on the stones under the water as well. Absolutely beautiful stone they get down here in Oklahoma. But yeah, thank you for your time. Be sure to like and subscribe for more beautiful, beautiful pond content.
It's video.
Where you at?